Beetroot, nature's powerhouse, packed with vitamins, antioxidants and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Karibuni sana. Good afternoon, family. Good evening from my end. It is exactly 19 minutes past 8 p.m. Hope you had a beautiful week. Hope you're having literally a beautiful Monday, had a beautiful weekend. And of course, welcome to another episode of the Africa Today Show. My name is Joby. In case you're there for the first time on YouTube, Rumble Beach should kindly feel kind enough to subscribe, feel generous enough to also join the conversation via the comment section. In case you want to maybe conversate also directly, you can request the link and we'll be sending a rather shade to you directly right here on the chat and join us. But karibuni, and a quick reminder to download our app as usual on the Google Play Store where you can find it. Blackout Fire Network is the name. With the app, you can get yourself the amazing beetroot, the multivitamin, moringa pure, skincare products on the like of aloe cucumber soap. We have some shea butter and much more. So kindly rush to the Google Play Store, 1 minute of your time after the show or whenever you're free. And of course, check out Blackout Fire Network. Through the app also itself, you can listen to us on the radio. And one thing I love about our app, I keep on saying, through the radio, you don't have to actually just be there constantly. You can do other things on other apps as you stream the Blackout Fire Network radio. As long as you're connected to the internet, just press and exit once, and that's it. And of course, get yourself the amazing merchandise and check out the news and updates globally because the app updates you. But shout out to everyone tuning in. I see Kay Williams. It's been a minute. It's been like forever seeing you on the chat. It's so amazing that today at least those people let you free from your black job to come and have a free time right here with us and conversate with us. But nice to see you. Hope you're doing amazing. Free you too. Yeah, I got the movies. I'm gonna check them out. Literally, I've not had time today to check any movies. I've just been doing research and all that. But yes, I also see, and you're saying, and why do you have all those accounts? Well, I don't know how to explain it. Our main account, my main account for TikTok is our main account for work today. Literally, our TikTok Kenya. That was my main account, which is my main account that I gave up for work. So with these other accounts, I've created with like different emails that I don't know passwords of, so it is hard for me to recover, or numbers that I've lost, which it is also very hard to recover something if you've lost the details you log them with. So that's why I have many accounts. So my bad. But shout out to you, Emil. Hope you're doing amazing. Had a beautiful weekend. And to everyone tuning in. But yeah, today we shall be talking about, of course, what has been happening. I thought we were done with Charlie Kirk, but it seems we're not really done completely. More issues, more conversations, more patterns literally arising. And one of the major questions actually going on is because people have been losing their jobs. And we talk about people, majority actually is Black people. And so far we've seen, of course, with the effect of Trump, we're talking about over 300,000 plus, and the numbers continue going up and skyrocketing. Black people have lost their job, and all these jobs are being shifted to the white people. But now it seems that actually, if you make any comment regarding Charlie Kirk, if you just either on social media, whether openly, wherever you are as a Black person, you're going to be arrested. I've seen multiple people being arrested. I'm going to share a couple of videos. and even other people like healthcare nurses being fired as well for making such kind of maybe any type of negative comment regarding Charlie Kirk. We also have Jimmy, I can't even remember his name, Jimmy someone, who was also fired for making negative comments about Charlie Kirk as well. But the question is, how many people, to be specific, because I bet, and if you can remember during that time, as usual, white people always going crazy, and especially when a black person is put down. How many white people lost their jobs for mocking George Floyd? That is the question for tonight, or literally for this amazing afternoon. How many white people lost their jobs for mocking George Floyd? Because if I go back to articles, I can't see none. I can't see any. But so many black people currently right now are losing their jobs for just making a comment about Charlie Kirk. So it's a question about race and a lot of things that are actually happening. Along that, we shall actually be talking about, but I'll be sharing a video coming from Beirut explaining how actually that is Erica Kirk, I think the wife, or I'm not sure, the mother, how they're connected literally to this government, how she's been working for the Department of the Homeland Security, and so much, many details revealed, and how they're really good actors in everything that is actually happening. But starting with tonight's and today's conversation, we're going to be talking about child sex trafficking, and a video coming from Peter Steele Peters, however you'd like to call him. But yeah, from Beirut, where is explaining a lot how this ring has been literally operating. Of course, we've been talking about this for so long, but as we talk about it, it's crazy because 2 hours ago, 100 children were found linked to 244 predators, because currently, apparently, the US is on a crackdown of looking for child sex traffickers and, of course, the predators. So 2 hours ago, this is reports coming in 2 hours ago, where 100 children have been discovered. I'm not sure which state it is. I don't want to give the wrong details, but I'm going to be sharing the video. And this is happening. This is not just a history. We're not talking about history, something that has happened long time ago. This is something that is actively happening. And sadly, this has also affected, of course, our continent of Africa. And looking at it, it is sad because most of the people linked to this child sex trafficking, they're called sponsors. And if I try to look at the term sponsors and then I go back to our continent, do you know how many children in Africa have sponsors? Or do you know how many people actually or children have gone away in the name of sponsors? So many. Talk about the video of Chad, where we saw children on a plane, and these children had no documents. Of course, they're saying no, actually, majority of the children, because um, they are
Some,
sponsored, or they are being sponsored.
somebody's very slick.
Oh,
They
come
tell
on.
me that.
You can be gossiping on the group and you can't see my one text. I can see you
What?
literally on the
I'm
group.
talking. I'm talking. You know, I'm on a group chat talking to those guys. I know you was. You should have said something there. They talking about they password. They've been giving the password out over there, Joby.
I see all the texts. I don't reply anything. Have you ever seen me text anything there? No. No, I don't text anything there. I just watch and see what is happening. So I've been reading and I texted you. I'm starting the show literally. But
Oh,
anyway,
okay. I didn't see it.
yeah, karibu sana. So I'm saying, yeah, we're going to start the show of today talking about child sex trafficking. And we're talking about, of course, this is a conversation we've not had once or twice, but something that has been happening all along in history. And also,
Of course.
it's a video coming from Stu Peter, and also literally most of them also from TikTok. 2 hours ago, as we talk right now, I'm just saying, 2 hours ago, as we talk right now, there's information of 100 children have been found. I'm not sure which state it is. I don't want to give the wrong information, but I'm going to share the video.
Yeah.
100 children have been rescued from 244 predators. And of course, from most information I've also seen is currently right now the US security system, let me call them that, they are on the crackdown of arresting child sex traffickers and the pedophilias as well. But the
Please.
question is, yeah, because
America is the number one child predator pedophilia on the planet, Joe. Number one.
so sadly, I was
Just one of them. Mhm.
listening to the video. It says most of these children are linked to sponsors, and I'm going back to Africa personally, and I've grown up with this term a lot. Sponsors. Do you know? I wish to had a sponsor literally, because when you talk about especially school fees, when you talk about
But you had
especially
a
school
sponsor.
fees, yeah,
A
not
sponsor. A
not
sponsor means giving up coochie, Joby.
not a baba, not a baba, a sponsor. Okay, someone like a father figure, because that is a sponsor. That is what the mentality we have when it comes to sponsors, right? So every time growing up, we had either there's this, I don't know what it's called. There's this there's this piece of paper you get. I don't know what it's called, but it bursary. Yeah, if you don't get a bursary, you'd be lucky enough maybe to get a sponsor who's gonna fund your school till
All
maybe
right.
you college, or maybe till high school, from whatever level they get you. But I'm trying to look at this because also you go back to people like Oprah, right? um
Oh no.
We've had a couple of this. There's another, I can't remember her name. There's another one we were talking about some time back, and I was very shocked about her story. The one who had a real estate in Kenya. Is it really? We just talked about her.
Oh, Naomi Campbell.
Yeah, Naomi Campbell, exactly. Such kind of people, of course, when they come to Africa, those are the sponsors now, especially when their key is focus is children. That is the term that is used when it comes to them,
Exactly.
but
And that's why
not
you and that's
understanding
why you should be aware.
exactly.
Whenever you got people who have small kids around them, there's a problem, Joe.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that term and I'm really kind of, it's making me sick, because I wonder how many people are had to give up their children in the name of being sponsored for education. Or let me go, I'm going to take care of your children, you're going to come see them. Because remember, that's the same history with, I think it's, if not, it was still Naomi Campbell with some children in Ethiopia. And the parents later on, they were demanding justice to want to see
Of course.
child,
Of course.
because
Of course.
they were lied
But
to. You're gonna come see your child, da da da, but nothing ever happened. So it's crazy.
it did happen. It did happen. You had allegedly Naomi Campbell playing with them butt cheeks. Lap, 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 lap.
So this is not just America. We can't say now this is America. Of course, for long it's been America, but for now we can say it's the whole world. The whole world is currently affected by this. We don't want to say involved, but affected by what America is the master key of, master doer of. So let me
Well,
start by
you have
yes.
America, but you have the people that actually run the world, that run America, not just because they're not just in America. People that run America don't just live in America; they live all over the world. So
Yeah, that's why I said the whole world is affected. But let me
yeah.
start with this video here. We have this guy explaining
What's
how
going on,
youth.
Big K? We don't ever see K Williams at all. How you doing, brother?
I
Email,
know
how you doing, Email? How you doing, Jibber Jabber? How you doing, Jason? Go ahead, Jump.
Karibuni Sana. Hope you guys are doing great. But yeah, let me start with this video of this guy explaining. Of course, we know how what they use the children for. You've explained that a couple of times for us
Mm-hmm.
kids. The rituals, all these diabolic things they do to
There's a
children.
Chinese professor I've been watching on TikTok. Really good. Also, he's been I see him on YouTube now too. I
Mhm.
can't say that. He's been talking about the rituals and what they do. He's real good. He's a Chinese cat out of Canada. He's a
Mhm.
professor talking about all this stuff, the rituals, the sacrifice. This is all real.
Yeah.
It's not like this not that you're seeing and noticing in real time. What are these children being? Why are they missing? Why they never found? And what's actually really going on?
Mm.
Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, not now. Why I'm start misbehaving now? No, now. Try again. Uh-uh.
These children are not
Come on. We're just playing. What the hell? Just a minute. Like what?
These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families.
It must be TikTok. I mean,
Yep.
that TikTok or BitChute.
TikTok.
As a cash crop. We have
Damn, it was just
people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means
you can't find them.
It's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. It's also the use of children for harvesting body organs. And then you have ritual ceremonies and ritual murder, as well as incidental murder. Most organizations that end up being used to prey on children, Oxfam is a recent example. All of the United Nations organizations, the Boy Scouts of America, all of the child services agencies across the United States of America, they did not start out as organizations to prey on children, but they attract pedophiles. And ultimately, pedophiles end up rising in the ranks and controlling those organizations, so that an organization that initially started out in the service of children becomes an organization that is in fact hunting children.
It's crazy. This is crazy. And these organizations are allowed to run because we know, of course, who runs them. And of course, if it is justice being brought of these kids or investigation being done, this is something that should have been done a long time ago, but it's not going to happen because I was trying to listen to Peter Stews, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, him saying that, the government...
Peter, tell me call him.
Yeah.
Tell me call him Peter Stews.
You got his name.
Tell me call him Peter Stews.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, guys, Stu Peter.
I was listening to him and he's saying the government needs to do something about it. You're asking the same people who are actually connected to the same trafficking to do something about it. It sounds crazy. And of course, you being someone who knows so much, you sound crazy trying to say that the government should do something about it. It's like you're asking, it's like you're asking a criminal to clean their own mess, which they can't. They can't. They really can't, because it's them who are they're gonna be arrested because they're guilty about it. So we have this one. I shared this a couple of months ago, where after reporting the 34 children, remember we reported 34 black children? They were not really black, but 34 children who are missing. Then 2 days later, after we reported that, we had 60 more children who are discovered, and some of them were pregnant.
You guys are worried about the 34 missing children? What about the 60 that they just found in Tampa, Florida last week? Let's talk about them. Let's talk about the 60 children, some of them which were pregnant, that had horrific things happening to them. 8 people have been arrested in a sting called Dragon's Eye, and there's nothing about it because the 34 children supposedly is a hoax. But yet they found 60 children and nobody, silence. I've seen it on the news, a little blurb of it. Fucking sick world we live in, man. I don't understand it. How can we not be all over this? How can there not be a million posts about this?
It is sick. It is sick because I also can't believe, as much as I know so much and I've had all these stories on repeat, it is still sick when you hear about it. And this is what we talk about, what Africans don't know, because we see white people, you want to smile with them. You don't understand their intentions. You don't know. You think everyone is there just to, take a look at Africa. Just, we're here to explore again, like they came and told us. They're not here to explore. They're here to do literally a lot. They have a mission in different ways. And
They are here to
sadly,
explore. They're here to explore your butt cheeks.
sadly, I don't really know so much, and it makes me feel really, really bad. It really, really saddens my heart because majority of Africans are in the dark and don't know this. It's crazy.
Yep, that's why it's
We
that's
cannot
why, that's why it's dangerous.
Mm.
look away from child trafficking. It's not some far off problem. It's happening right here in Canada and the US. Share this so more people know the reality because silence is exactly what predators count on. We cannot look away from child trafficking. It's not
Breaking news out of Dallas,
So this is 2 hours ago in Dallas, Texas. Okay, that's the
Texas. Just this morning, FBI and local police in Dallas have been working hand in hand on a child predator list, and they have arrested 244 predators. Taking them
I
off
was in
the
Dallas
street.
last
With
week.
that, they have found over 100 missing children.
Children.
This was a trafficking ring, has
And
been going
understand
on
it.
for quite some time.
And when they say these are all the small people, that's not the real. That's not the real people. You know, the real people that run this world are pedophiles or damn homicidal,
mm-hmm.
child sacrifice. I forgot I'm on YouTube. I guess. You know what? Pedophile. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The FBI and the local police are reporting now that this is just the beginning. And we all know it's just the beginning. This is a sickness in this country. This is a sickness
And
worldwide.
exactly. And we all know the FBI is. You know what? You know the FBI is not innocent. Let's just say that. Okay. Let's just say that the FBI is not innocent. That's what we'll say.
And I
FBI
don't
is
know
not
about
innocent
you.
at all.
And I'm grateful that there was 109 children and that 244 men were arrested in this. But I can't stop thinking how many more are out there
Exactly.
unaccounted for.
Yeah.
And another thing that pops into my breaking news out of Dallas.
Exactly. So many.
is the largest human trafficker in the state of Georgia. Hundreds of children literally disappear. That's right.
I don't know if this is loud enough. Can you hear this one?
Years while in the care of DFAC. That was just
I hear you, Joby.
finding of the investigation conducted by U.S. Senator John Oswald. They also found that children were being warehoused in hotels, often without proper supervision, and that children had even been placed in restraints. Here with us this morning, as it turns out, is one of the child victims. His parents eventually won their fight to get Floyd back, along with his siblings.
And you can see majority actually are black because these are black parents who are standing here. You know, as this man talks about the child trafficking in this state.
On that later.
Well, you really want the black girls, Joey. They want with black girls first, black boys second. Because when you're sacrificing black girls, she's the closest thing to God, so she's more energetic. Because they got melon. They said the melon's more creamy. It's some sick shit. And as I said, the Africans have no idea about none of this. We think all them child full of babies where they found them in Chad. We think that was about that whole plane full of babies.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Statutory families, DFAX has also become a discount adoption agency, perhaps the largest adoption agency in Georgia. The Adoption and Safe Families Act of 1997 and other budgetary incentives and bureaucratic quirks.
I also don't believe in that adoption thing anymore nowadays because it's a lot going on.
Not by nobody. Not by nobody. What? You bet not. You know how many people? You know how many white people have adopted black kids and put them in slavery?
So many.
You Google that. I'm not gonna Google that, but put that in TikTok search bar. Say white couple adopts black children and put them to slavery. Bunch of them pop up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've seen it. A couple of them. Even
I know.
I think there's a time we reported the same thing.
We did.
Some couples are found, mistreating children making them.
That they adopted, Joe, and turned into slaves because they were
Wow,
black, and only because they were white they were allowed to do it. And it's crazy.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so insane. But we have Stu Peters, whatever. Stu Peter Stu. You guys understand.
Stu Peters, Joe. not Peter Stew.
So long as you guys have understood what I'm talking about. We're talking about the same thing. So let me show the video as we continue.
Just want to give us really great, very or what persecution or pain comes along with it. I will endure the stress. I will do my best, my imperfect best, to handle the pressure, to pick up the sword that you command me to pick up, and I will fight. And immediately, what God laid on me, what he put on my heart, was that this is a platform that he will use to fight for children.
He didn't put in your heart not to be a racist bastard. He didn't do that. Go ahead, Joe.
Dude, that is a hill that you have to be willing to die on. And of course, that doesn't take any that's consider or weigh the pros and cons of fighting for kids. That's something that there should be no division on.
Understand, Stu Peters is controlled opposition. He's allowed to say certain things, though don't go too far. They've allowed him to mention the cats with the hats. But as long as he's controlled opposition, just like Alex Jones. They used him because they knew Alex Jones. They people like, nah, we don't believe him at all no more. They used him to call out Alex Jones. But he's controlled opposition as well. Don't ever get that twisted. Go ahead, Joe.
We should all agree that fighting for these little ones, protecting these children, standing up for our kids, God's most precious gift to humanity, should be an automatic. And so that means that now we have to pick up the sword and combat this federal corporate government crime syndicate that we call a government. Because the United States government is hands down, indisputably, irrefutably the largest, the biggest human and child sex trafficking organization on earth. This is a government that's working directly with cartels, directly with multinational criminal organizations to bring people of all ages and of all stripes, of course, but especially desperate children with no parents into this country, so that then in turn they can be used and abused by the corporate banking government elite and their street level thugs who have been given blank checks.
So we know it's the banking elite. So we know who owns the banks, but we know who owns the banking elite. He knows that. So he's just saying shit everybody knows. He's not really saying that to nobody. We know it's the bank. We know it's the cats with the hats that run these banks. We know that. We know they're the ones doing it. Okay, globally. Go ahead, Joe.
Since Joe the pedophile Biden was installed as the fake president in January of 2021, since Kamala Harris was called the border czar, and Alejandro the Jew Mayorkas left the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society to run DHS, more than 500,000 unaccompanied children have entered the United States. More than 500,000 unaccompanied kids have been brought to the United States. And those are just the ones that we know about. That's just the number that this fake federal government is sharing with the public. In all likelihood, of course, this number is far higher, considering that tens of millions of illegal aliens have now crossed over the border in the past 4 years alone. And millions before that. These children who are being brought to the United States by human traffickers and drug cartels, and who are sexually abused their entire way through Central America and Mexico, are handed right over to the United States government at the border, which oftentimes deals directly with their smugglers in a friendly and businesslike manner. And then they're transported to facilities run by the Department of Homeland Security and Health and Human Services and NGOs like Southwest Key, or the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society that I just mentioned, these facilities where the children are being held with no parents, with no adult to look out for them, have become like shopping malls for pedophiles and child traffickers. They just waltz right in, they sign up to be a sponsor and to supposedly take these children in. And then oftentimes, these kids are never seen or heard from again.
Sometimes I always wonder, because I know this, I wonder if my cousin was one of the, but she was a grown woman. I don't know.
They don't mean anything. Was she young? How old was she? Like 19, 20?
She was a teenager.
That's not a grown woman. What you talking about? She was snatched up, Joby. I ain't heard from her.
18, I think 18, yeah, because they said she had already finished high school. 18.
She's a baby, so they snatched her up. Yes.
They're being handed over by your.
I ain't heard from her no more.
No, we've never heard from her. No one has ever heard from her. Never seen anywhere. No.
Right.
Just
You were
disappeared.
taken.
Government, pimps and pedophiles, and child pornographers of all the worst kinds of parasites on earth, and then they vanish. Or they're handed over to a labor trafficker and they end up working as a slave at an industrial chicken plant somewhere, like the one that Tyson is building specifically for illegal aliens in New York. These are children. Many of them are under 13 years old. And they're being taken from their parents, taken from their homes, carried through multiple countries by complete strangers who are abusing them and molesting them and raping them. And then they're being handed over to our federal government and their cronies who are also abusing them and molesting them and raping them. It's disgusting. Disgusting. It's a crime against humanity, no matter where these children are coming from. And now finally, people are finally starting to talk about it. People are finally starting to demand that our federal government does some accounting. Where the hell are these children? And then do something about it. So Tom Homan, who's one of Donald Trump's only real promising appointments at this point, he's going to be coming in as the new border czar. And his top priorities, at least this is what we're being told, are going to be carrying out mass deportations.
Oh, this last year.
Based, necessary, justified.
Or Trump became president.
And crushing these child trafficking networks that link back to our own fake government.
And that was a lie. That's why. And why would you think he would do anything, you fucking moron? That's why you know he's controlled our position. There's nobody in the government's going to do a damn thing because of the government, and they're controlled by the same people he's talking about. So Tom Hartman ain't did a goddamn thing because he's put there not to do nothing. Fucking moron. Just keep saying, here's one appointment. None of the appointments he's done is good because they're all controlled. What are you talking about? So he just blowing smoke up your ass too. Go ahead, Joe.
Just recently, Homan, who's appeared on this program before, was on the Fox News channel, and he explained that of these 500,000 unaccompanied children that we have been told have crossed the southern border and then given to sponsors, of these over 500,000 unaccompanied children, more than 140,000 of them are currently missing. This government has absolutely no idea.
I thought he's gonna be worried about pause again.
These kids are.
I thought he's gonna be worried about the children. But they're now in DC. They want to go to Chicago. This ICE. They were in DC. They want to go to Memphis. I think they're in Memphis right now. In Chicago. What's they got to do with the babies and stopping child trafficking? Because they're not. They just worry about harassing black people. Black people, you're criminals. Go in your neighborhoods and stop the crime. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They don't even know if they're still alive. Watch this.
I want to add one more thing. You talk about the child sex crimes. Under Kamala Harris, we'd have over 500,000 children have been smuggled into the United States.
And this how you know it's fake. Pause. This how you know it's fake. Talking about the right-left divide when we know they're controlled by the same people. Under Kamala Harris, under Joe Biden, that's how you know it's fake right there. And he's a phony. Because there ain't about no goddamn Kamala Harris. Because Kamala Harris is the same people control Donald Trump, no good fake ass. That's how you know right there it's fake. It's to have you fighting this right-left divide like they do in Kenya and any other country. Have you fighting the opposition as if both parties are not controlled by the same group of people. That's how you know he's a fake and a phony. That's how you know Stupidus is a fake and a phony. Or Joby calls him Peter Stew. He's a fake and a phony. Good job.
Smuggled by criminal cartels and released in the United States. That's your failure as the borders are. And let me add this. They've released these people to so-called sponsors. They don't vet properly. Now they can't find 148,000 children or their sponsors. And I guarantee you, based on my 3.5 decades of investigative experience, these children are in forced labor or they're in forced sex trade and they're living a life of hell. This administration, what they've done on the border is disgusting.
This is a child trafficking operation.
Here we said, pause it. They've been doing child trafficking. They've been doing forced labor. They've been doing forced sex. Then why are you in the black communities like D.C., Memphis, Chicago? Aren't you worried about the babies? Aren't you? Oh no, we worry about these niggas first. It's all a scam.
That most people.
Funny thing, I just knew the moment I'm gonna share this video, you're gonna keep on cussing on him. But anyway, I'm gonna still keep on going. Oh, like I'm sure you're gonna come after him, but we keep it going.
Just can't even wrap their heads around it. Never before in known world history have hundreds of thousands, likely millions of children been trafficked over thousands of miles of territory across the borders of multiple countries and then into the hands of perverts and criminals and slave drivers like they are right now, today, in the United States of America.
Pause that again. See, this to get your most. That's why that's right. I gotta rip up fake people. That's why I do, Joey. So they're all emotional attacks about the babies, the child trafficking. But Stupidus is the kind of motherfucker who won't give you health care. So if I got a baby and I can't afford to take him to the hospital, ain't he still gonna die? And he's still gonna die. Stupidus don't believe you're supposed to have health care for the babies that he's so concerned about. That's why it's always phony with these bastards. They don't believe in getting you health care. So the babies can go have good health care and don't die. He tells you, fuck the babies. They don't need to get no health care. That's communism. Socialism. So him protesting, as I said, I think you do protest too much. It's all fake. They don't give a fuck about no babies. Go ahead, Joby.
The world has never seen anything like this. And those who have seen this up close and personal, those people say that it's something that they will never forget. Tara Lee Rodas is one of those people, Tara's former employer.
Man, how long are we gonna watch this, Joby? Goddamn, Joby, look at motherfucker forever. Get his ass off of here, these people. These horrible bastards. And next time I look at Stu, I get him a cross so he can hang himself, so he can nail himself up on his own fake cross. Give him a Jesus cross, he nail himself up on that shit. Peter Stew, get your Peter Stew ass out of here.
What did they do to you? He did nothing
Forever.
to you.
Con man.
He's just talking about what's happening.
Thanks, John. And he Jimmy Jabba say, yeah. He don't give a shit about what's happening.
Well, the world does. Well, the rest of us does. He doesn't. I do.
The world does, we don't want to hear from Stu ass. From Peter
Okay.
Stu. Don't hear from his ass. He don't
All
give a
right.
shit. He don't want you to have good health care, Joby. If I can't have good health care, well, I'm concerned about some damn babies. And the babies are dying, Joby, and being molested. And the babies are working hard. Okay. If my baby's sick, Joby, Stuart say, your baby don't deserve to go to the hospital. Why not? Because he's a no good, dirty N word. That's why. He said, but what about health care? Shouldn't we have free health care that works for us? No, you're a dirty communist. That doesn't care about the babies, Stu. Peter Stu doesn't care about the babies. That's some the babies. If Joby has a baby and can't pay for health care, fuck her and her baby.
I'm gonna move on from that then. But yeah, we have Jiba Jabba in the building.
Look,
Says Joby the Deal
thank God.
Diamond Roth judge was arrested for pedophile materials, and also says explore find the opposition's weakness. And Emily says everyone is still on the Charlie Kirk hype. That's what we're getting into. I thought we're also gonna be done with that conversation, but I'm about to get into that as well because like I've
It's
said,
been in that long conversation you dealing with Peter Stu ass. Jesus
so many
Christ.
people. It's gonna bring up your videos. I'm gonna let you do your research. You've not given anyone a show during the weekend, so pardon me with my research. Pardon me with my research.
Trying to throw me under the bus, all right?
Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get into that just in a minute because so many people have lost their jobs for just talking anything about Charlie Kirk, and majority is black people getting arrested. Nurses, we're talking about nurses losing their jobs. So far, understand that we have over 300,000 plus, and the numbers continue rising. Where black people literally are losing their jobs or have lost their jobs crazily. So the question is, how many people lost their jobs? That is a question posed by his name is D.L. Hagley. I don't know, D.L. Hagley, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. But yeah, he questioned how many people, how many white people to be specific, that is my question, lost their jobs for mocking George
You hear me?
Floyd. Yes, I can hear you, Kate, now.
Hear me? His
Yeah,
name
yeah.
is Bootlicking D.L. His name is Bootlicking D.L. Hewley.
Okay. But yeah,
Bootlicking extraordinary. His name is Bootlicking D.L. Hewley. Go ahead.
but the question he posed is really important and a very
He's still a
interesting.
bootlicking. He's still a Candace on bootlicking, bunk dancing inside a fake Negro, Joby. Of course they're gonna
Okay.
ask good questions. He's still a bootlicking handkerchief head, con man ass Negro, Joby.
Shout out to the bootlicker.
There you go.
Shout out
Shout
to
out to
the
the bootlicker. There you go.
bootlicker for posing an important question. But just as before I continue with the comments, let me read a couple of articles of literally how many people have lost their jobs. We have in Texas where over 100 teachers have been suspended for posting for post on Charlie Kirk's assassination, citing unacceptable incitement. And this
You know why? Because they try to make this white racist a hero. They said he's like Dr. King and Malcolm X. Imagine. That's what they do. They want to be openly racist in your face now. That's the end of an empire. Charlie Kirk, how dare you? I told you. I said something about Charlie Kirk. A whole TikTok channel gone. Gone. Go ahead, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so I've seen most of the white people even saying that Charlie Kirk was their Martin Luther King. So, you know, they feel the pain and all that. But yeah, they're saying that is Governor Greg Abbott announced Abbott, yeah, that is his name, announced that more than
That's not
100
he's the
Texas
governor. Greg Abbott of Texas. Yeah, the governor.
announced that more than 100 Texas teachers will have their teaching certifications suspended after allegedly endorsing Charlie Kirk's assassination or calling for more violence online. The Texas Education Agency says it has received nearly 200 complaints about education's posts. Commissioner Mike Morath stated that while some comments may simply be upwards taste, those that incite further violence are clearly unacceptable. And it goes further where there's this other article I was just pulling right here where the Department of Justice also did remove the study showing that white supremacies and the far-right violence continues to outpace all other types of
All
terrorism.
violence, exactly. You know why they took it down? Because Trump is a white supremacist, and I don't want to tell the truth. You in a white supremacist country, so I'm taking down the real numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say black people did the crime, black people, and we're gonna put ICE and all the terrorists in black people's neighborhood, DC, Memphis, Chicago, black people,
Mm-hmm.
but they're the violent criminals.
Yeah, they said that the Department of Justice has quietly removed a study from its website that found white supremacist and far-right violence continues to outpace all forms of terrorism and domestic violence.
What?
And
What?
the
I'm
report,
shocked. I'm shocked, Joey. I'm shocked.
very shocked. Come on, flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted. That's right.
The report published by the DOJ's National Institute of Justice in 2024 highlighted how far right extremists have carried out more ideology motivated homicides than any other group since 1990s. The removal notice only stated that the DOJ is reviewing its website and materials in accordance with the recent executive orders, leaving questions about why study was taken down. And of course, they want to credit everything but racism. That is the first comment of one of the persons on this article. But on this other end, we also have a children's healthcare of Atlanta nurse was fired after making offensive remarks about Charlie Kirk and his family. And yeah, so many people literally have lost their job because of this. But we have the Kun, Keith is saying, posed a very important question. For me, I feel like it's really, really, really interesting.
Yes, he's a coon, Joby. I'm sorry. That's why when you look at people, I know you hear him saying good things. I always told you go back and check their resume, Joby. This is an old time Uncle Tom Coon from way back. Hey, way back before you born. This is an old time Uncle Tom Coon here. Way back.
Okay. Okay, understood. But yeah, I questioned how many people lost their jobs for mocking George Floyd. And of course,
None
none.
of them.
That's
Of
the
course,
record.
because we don't have, but according to that, we know that's true because we don't have no power. Exactly. And they wanted to say all kind of criminal. He's a thug. Remember, Charlie Kirk called George Bush scumbag. Scumbag for getting murdered. He's a scumbag.
So yeah, we have this video right here from Beachwood explaining
What?
more. Last week we saw, which was explaining how right now they're covering the place of the crime scene place where we should be having the yellow tapes, like you said. There should be investigations going on. People should not be still walking there, or shouldn't be actually allowed to be
It's too late now. Crime
uh,
scene is done for almost 2 weeks now. Exactly. The
yeah.
crime scene is already destroyed. That's why you know it's a psyop, Joby. How you know it didn't fall no regular shoot, no regular murder. Like, hey, what's going on here? That means the government's behind it and the cats with the hats. Like,
Yeah.
ain't it funny? Everybody, the cats with the hats were the ones running around here talking about it first. Oh, Charlie Kirk, we loved him. He was a great friend of Israel. And all that old shit. It's a lie. And then when you went to his show, let me say real quick. Then you went to Charlie Kirk's show. This is what I love. They're so vicious. They know most people so fucking stupid. I love how in their face they are with their criminality. These are the ones that we know, let's say allegedly unalive this cat. They're the ones now hosting his show. Yeah, little Ben Shapiro, yeah. What's the vice president? What's that vice president guy's name?
JD
Vance.
Vance.
J.D. Vance. Charlie Kirk never called black women stupid. Right there, tell him right there. You go to the video. He said these black women are stupid. They don't got the brain power to do nothing. They just literally lie to your face. So him, you know what? If he is, you know what? They're the ones hosting this show on YouTube. And why would the vice president of the United States be hosting a fucking podcast?
I wondered too.
Because they're in your face. Because they're in your face, Joby. That's why.
sounds like a joke. I mean, you don't have another job to do than host a podcast. Like, please, what the hell is going on?
You know what's going on. Yeah, Joby. Yeah.
So yeah, we have this other video here talking about how this family has been long connected in this system. So that's why they feel also they can talk how they're talking, or rather how Charlie Kirk is being defended so much. The family has been long involved in this government, where that is Erica Kirk, who confesses that our mom has been working for the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah. I believe she's in on it too. I believe she was his handler because he was a moron. Kirk was a moron. I believe she part of. I think the whole thing is smell. The whole thing stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Whole thing got psyop on the whole thing, Joe. And it's how everybody realized. Everybody's noticing everything now. They know the assassination don't add up. They know that kid didn't kill him. They know it. So all your psyops, people are now waking up. You've done too many psyops. People now know you. Yeah, this don't even make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Joe.
YouTube says it has had enough of vaccine misinformation on its site.
And false stories from phony sites to run circles around major news outlets.
Many people don't know the difference between something real and something created to deceive them.
Open your eyes.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religioning of Tar, an uprising
show. This is an important video. I'm going to make it short and sweet. I know the majority of you have Charlie Kirk fatigue, as do I. But it's very important to expose this as much as we can, because events like this don't happen very often, where we can pull people out of the matrix, where we can show them that this isn't a naturally occurring event. This is not a government false flag where they took out one of their own, or they took out a conservative journalist because he was speaking against the state of Israel quietly, even though he was one of the biggest open supporters of Israel. The alt-right media is fully controlled. And if we could show people this and make people understand, because a lot of people in 2016 were not
they started to understand exactly. 2016 didn't know that all your fake media on the right, the alt media, like your Peter Stews, Alex Jones, they're all controlled. That's why Jones is called Never Jew Jones now, because they know. They call him Never Jew Jones. He's never the Jew. He's Never Jew Jones, because they know he's a con man, a phony. That's the nickname they gave him, Never Jew Jones. No matter what it is, it's never the cat. He's Never Jew Jones, because they know that the whole fake media on BitChute are all compromised. They're all fake. On Rumble, they're all fake. They left YouTube. Oh, we're fighting YouTube. It's all controlled by they're controlled too. And people starting to see it. Go ahead, Joe.
Wake to what was going on. And when people like us were all fighting on the front lines, trying to wake people up, we obviously got hijacked by this alt-right movement, which is filled with government agents. Everybody inside of the alt-right movement who talks to people as if their vote counts, who speaks to them as if the Democrats or the liberals are their enemy. They are all part of the problem, because they are all manufactured by the government. The people should be united as one. The people should be realizing that the Democrats and the Republicans in Congress are working together. They are all members of the same secret societies, and they are doing this to bring down infrastructure,
controlled by the same people,
to bring in AI governance. And AI governance is the enemy of humanity. These data centers that are getting built out, okay, this is our enslavement grid.
That's your slave state. Exactly.
Can help them realize that the left and right is fully controlled. And a lot of the stuff that's come out already.
Pause it. See, that's why I told Joe. That's why I told you when you heard that Peter Stew with that dude. This one is his best nominees. Like I said, it's Kamala Harris and that administration. That's when you know he's a fucking fake. Because there's no right left. There's no right left. I told you that years ago. They're controlled by the same hacks. The cats that own these banks around the world, own the central bank, they own all of it. So there's no right, left, no opposition. That's all fake, unless it comes from the streets. which they will never let happen. So that must mean you must need a revolution. You're not going to vote your way out of none of this shit that's happening on the planet now. You're not going to vote your way out of nothing. Anybody tell you to vote, you got to vote more, that's a fucking moron or an agent. So, there's no good basketball here. Joe, he's right. Right? Because there's no right, left, no Democrat, Republican. That's all fake. That's all phony. They have you fighting amongst yourself and not the real power behind the throne. And you know it's the cats. Go ahead, Joby.
So many different videos. A lot of the stuff from the blood squib, obviously the way
Exactly.
his shirt reacted to the shooting, everybody realizing that he didn't really get shot from a bullet from 200 feet away, wherever they were.
Of course not. And I told Joe said, yeah, come on, I said, Joby, you get shot by a high-powered weapon, your ass getting blown the fuck up. You ain't just going, oh, side of the what? What is this? We just got to look at that Full Metal Jacket, Joby. You see people getting sniped and getting blown up. Oh, they don't just go fall the chair and go, oh.
Like 200 yards away to the behavior of Erica Kirk. These are things that are making people go, And if you can make people go, it's important in the awakening process. And my goal has always been to help awaken the masses. So I'm going to play this clip for you now. Okay. This is really important. I've covered Erica Kirk over and over and over again. This is an interview that I found of Erica Kirk from 5 years ago, where she's talking about her mother being a member of the Department of Homeland Security. This is more evidence where you realize, wow, these people are connected to the government. Wow, when you say Charlie Kirk's a CIA asset, wow, I could, okay, now you're showing me that Erica Kirk has a direct connection to the Department of Homeland Security.
And when you say CIA, family, when you say CIA, you might as well say Mossad. Mossad, CIA. CIA, Mossad. Get created by the same people. You know, it's the Wall Street bankers, which is the same people, created the Mossad, created the CIA. So when you say Mossad, say CIA. When you say CIA, say Mossad. One and the same. Because we know that the Mossad runs the CIA. Okay? And they finally, they both were created on the same year. Is that a coinky-dink? By the same hats. Isn't that a coinky-dink again? When you say Mossad, say CIA. When you say CIA, say Mossad. Get it right. Go ahead, Joe.
Door neighbor, your cousin, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girl. We don't socialize with people who are government assets, do we? We don't know many people who are involved in the government. But it's what a convenience that these mainstream people all have direct connections to the government, and they all act as actors for the government, because this event, this fake assassination, is crucial in bringing in new laws and getting us to strip ourselves of our own
Hollywood
rights.
is fake assassination. I called that the first day. Fake assassination. Fake.
About, of course,
like I told you, that Trump shit was fake. Hey, Trump! I'm fighting! Motherfucker, ain't that they missed your ear. Half your ear would have been blown the fuck off. That Trump shit, fake ass shit.
Who can? He's not a comedian. He's a government asset. They all are. That's what everyone has to understand. They're like, well, everybody's in on it. Yes, they're all in on it. They all have networked through Freemasonry, secret society. Yes, where they're at.
He's right. I'm glad he said that. Yes, they're all in on it. Yes, there's no fighting. They're all in on it. He's actually got that right. I've been saying this forever. Remember, they control all levels of power. For you to reach a certain level, even in the music industry, you must get down or you'll lay down. So yes, anybody with any prominence you see is in on it, or they're not going to be there. They're not going to be allowed to have prominence and influence nowhere. That's what you got to understand. If you're not in on it, you're ghosted like me. You get this? It means you're with ghosts. You understand this? You're not going to be able to get any influence to influence people against what they're doing. You're going to like what Joey said this morning, about that shit she watched that she showed earlier, the show will be on TV. You're going to spot those talking points to the Kenyans and Africans just looking at, okay, yeah, India is good, and Mahatma Gandhi is our friend, yay. You're going to let that shit just wash all over you. If you say anything against it, your ass is not going to be on that news station. You're going to be fired. You're going to get your ass out of it and you might get a bullet in your fucking head. But you're going to get gone if you're not doing the talking points. Understand this? They control the whole planet. So they got you thinking it's a fight and all this whole fight and it's fake. Go ahead, Joby.
You know what they're actually telling you. And we're seeing the stripping of our own rights. We're seeing some of the new things they're implementing, including, well, Jimmy Kimmel said something that wasn't true. He hinted at the shooter being a Republican. We are stripping ourselves of our rights if we allow them to continue to deceive us with these fake events, because that's the only way that people are going to strip themselves of their own rights, because they get caught so much into the psychological operation. So I won't rant anymore. You've heard enough of me. Here's a clip of Erica Kirk talking about how her mother, when they moved to Arizona, why they moved to Arizona, because her mother works for the Department of Homeland Security.
Hey, can I ask a question? It's maybe off topic. How did your mom choose Phoenix?
So she chose to move to Phoenix from Ohio because there was more of an opportunity for a female business owner out here, especially from the standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry.
And understand the American government is already captured. It does not exist. It exists in name only. The cats run all of America's government. So and you see they just passed a law. And if you're stupid, let me explain this to you now. Remember, our Congress passed a law saying that every taxpayer in America must give is not real money for its soldiers, money for its hospitals, and money for its damn education. We must give that to them, right? Pay their soldiers more than we pay our own soldiers. So you don't know who controls you now? You know who actually runs this country? You don't know this country's been captured a long time ago? They got this country way back in 1913 when they signed that fake ass law to bring that fake bank in here. Okay? So we've been lost our freedom over 100-something years ago. Okay? They've been ruling this country. You just now noticing it. You just now finally noticed it. And then it's funny, all your Congress people that represent voted for to give Israel more money than they give to your own people who go die in fight. You imagine that? You know how crazy that sounds?
Was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. She was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense.
So you shouldn't really need to know more than that. I mean, this is just another thing. You can go through all the videos that I've done, and I'm doing this as a labor of love to try to wake people up. I couldn't care less about Charlie Kirk, the character. I don't have a tie into this. What I have a tie into is humanity. What I have a tie into is waking people up to this deception, because it's coming in like a locomotive right now. The data centers, all these things that nobody's paying attention to. This is our enslavement grid. You know what data? They're like, what's in the data center? Oh, they don't even think of what could possibly be in the data center. It's going to not only store everything you've ever said online and every single thing they could possibly have on you, including your DNA and everything else. It's also going to be the surveillance state where they use facial recognition, and they can locate you at any time, anywhere. And all of this stuff is going to be running through these data centers. So these agents are doing these things so that we strip ourselves of our rights and we don't pay attention to what Donald Trump is really implementing, which is the World Economic Forum's, NATO's AI governance infrastructure. So it's just another direct connection, right? You and tell me it's a coincidence that Erica Kirk, I mean, look at the behavior that Erica Kirk has exhibited.
Since she died.
Seen her rolled out as the newest character for the MAGA movement.
Exactly. Since she died,
well,
she didn't care. Yeah, like you get Charlie. It's all fake.
She's rubbing his hand, his mannequin hand.
His mannequin hand.
We're saying, no, it's not. It's because the body was just embalmed. You don't understand how embalming. Oh, do you understand? You have a degree in embalming and you're writing on the channel, or you're just a bot. These people think that 2 days after getting assassinated that you would already have the body in a casket ready for a funeral. That there wouldn't be an open investigation into the,
everything possible. What happened to the investigation? Oh, it doesn't exist. We don't do that. Exactly. That's why I was not this week, last week. I know I did a show this week, and that's last week. I was all inundated with this shit. Look, I know what I'm smelling is a psyop. I said, well, where's the investigation? Where's Where's the least? They don't even put the yellow tape up. Who's investigating this crime? Now, I knew it was a psyop. That just proved to me it was a psyop. Man, it's a damn psyop. Psychological operation. They did this. They did this. Whether he's alive or dead, I don't know. But I know this is a fake shooting. This whole damn thing is fake. I know that. Go ahead, Joe.
The body was just rushed out. There was no crime scene. There's people walking in the area that he was supposedly shot. In real life, that's not something that actually occurs. There's so many things that we could look at. The shooter, the monitor with the Goat Island and Valhalla, all this stuff, right? Yep. But if you don't want to believe in those types of things, you don't have to. It's a lot to wrap your head around, especially if you're dead asleep right now. And you're not deep in the awakening like everybody who's followed my channel for years is. Because when you're awake, you understand how this works. You watch these things in a conscious state of mind. You say, okay, what are they trying to get me to feel? Oh, they're trying to get me to feel this. And if you don't feel anything, you watch how other people react and you go, okay, we can see how they're getting people to react. And everybody sees how unhinged the left and the right is over the Charlie Kirk assassination, which is why they carry it out. Citizens wouldn't strip themselves of their own rights unless they had these fake events to get them emotionally unhinged, over kids getting shot in schools. Well, we want everyone's guns. Well, Democrats want people's guns. If these events didn't occur, these fake events, no. They would be like, oh, I don't care if somebody else has a gun. I'm not threatened by them. They have a gun. They protect their home. Oh, but when suddenly there's 50,000 psyops created by the government, and they say, oh, wait a minute, kids are getting shot in school. We got to get everyone's guns. The only way to stop it is get everyone's guns, And they don't even realize, get everybody's guns except the government, right? Oh, well, we could trust the government. Oh, you can?
Exactly.
Right. Then you tell them, well, can you trust the Democrats? Can you trust Donald Trump's government? Oh, no, we don't. Oh, so you want them to be the only ones armed? Oh, no, we don't. Oh, right. So start thinking and stop buying into their psychological ops. These are government operatives. These are characters created by the United States government. If they didn't create these characters, you wouldn't be emotionally invested. Look at what we're dealing with here with Charlie Kirk.
That's why they give him exactly. That's why they give him a million followers. He's non-charismatic. He's not that. He's really a moron, like a Candace Owens. They're morons. He's not even really good. At least Candace Owens can be a good speaker. He's not even a good speaker. They're the ones prop him up, make him into a thing, and then they put him out there. Then you get emotionally invested in him, and then they get to use him to do whatever they need to get done with him. Okay? Anybody real is not getting any numbers, guys. I want you to understand it. Anybody that's real are not getting any numbers, especially now. They got complete AI control over all the internet. Anybody who's real is not getting big numbers. That's why they had to get TikTok. The last people getting big numbers were on TikTok that were real. They had to get that. Then they did. Understand this? Go ahead, Joe.
2017. All of us did when these guys got rolled out. Nobody looks, but they hear us talking about this being a government operation. They go, "You're jealous. You're a hater. You have small subscriber counts." Yeah, we all have some small subscriber counts.
Small subscriber counts. Exactly. Exactly. I told you. They know the small
started waking up, but they got sucked into the alt-right movement by design. They go, "Oh, you're jealous. You're talking." We've been talking about them. They came out of thin air and replaced the real conspiracy movement. They give you small conspiracy truths to lure you in. They pretend to be Christian because would you care about them if they weren't? With all these Christians, people are going to church today. How many churches today are going to be talking about Charlie Kirk? Just like last week. They'll probably be putting his funeral on the prompter at the church. Right? And think about the psychosis of that. Just some regular guy who went to college campuses and talked about how transgender is weird. Who's responsible? They don't go, who's responsible for making people trans? Oh, mind control. Because the news and the television is mind control. You could look into everything involving MK Ultra, mind control, Mockingbird, whatever. That's what people should be talking about. Well, we need to shut it off because then all of a sudden you won't see people turning trans. You won't see as many people gay. Right?
Exactly.
It's mind control, ladies and gentlemen. So Erica Kirk, again, one of the worst actresses we've seen in a long time. What a coincidence. Another coincidence you could throw on top of the mountain of coincidences, right?
Exactly. I thought he was terrible.
My mom, we moved to Arizona because my mom, she was in the Department of Homeland. Oh, I thought she was, she said something about her mom and how businesses in Arizona are for women, right? As if you can't open a business in New Hampshire or in Florida. Oh, right. There's only Arizona for women to open a business. Oh, maybe, If you have a really bad business idea, the business isn't going to flourish. But that's not what she was saying. She was saying, my mom, we moved to Arizona to be around the same type of people all involved in the Department of Homeland Security because it's a hub. And Erica Kirk's involved and Charlie Kirk's involved. And just like we've all talked about arranged marriages, right? Every conservative is like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. It's a liberal psyop. Oh, okay. So that's an arranged marriage? Yes, it's an arranged relationship. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
It's definitely
exactly.
true. I mean,
it's
definitely
fake.
incestual, as most of these relationships in Hollywood are. It's probably cousins or maybe brother and sister. But nonetheless, they believe in those, right? Just like they believe, Michelle Obama's a man, which is true, right? But then when you say, well, Charlie Kirk and the marriage here's arranged, and they go, no, it's not. And you go, the kids are just actors, just like Obama's kids are, because Michelle's penis. They go, no, it's not. Why?
Exactly.
Because you don't want it to be? Because you think you know somebody who posts on social media because he has the same viewpoints as you? This is how the government lures you in. It's called a psychological operation. You do not know these people. The internet is a tool the government uses for mind control, for hypnosis. You're under hypnosis. Okay? You're under hypnosis. Donald Trump is not killing off the deep state. He's a part of it. MAGA is a part of it. The left and the right. This is a
part of it.
Mirage in the desert. It's not real. Your vote doesn't count.
I know this guy, Joey Possible. Now Joey Possible is at least real. He's not Peter Stew. This guy is real.
Keeping us divided so that we don't realize what's happening and rise up together to stop it from happening, because their power comes from us being divided, where they come in and they decide you go, good, take them away. As long as those liberals can't speak anymore against Charlie Kirk's death. Huh? That's what you want? That's what they want, not what you want. You think it's what you want. It's what they want. So Erica Kirk, another direct connection to the government, the Department of Homeland Security. It's not a job you apply for, ladies and gentlemen, and get hired for without being a member of secret societies and networking. Okay. So her mom's clearly higher up. And they decided in 2017, when Charlie Kirk popped up, they had this whole thing planned out. They said, we're going to have this character. We're going to make him like a Martin Luther King. He's going to be the George Floyd eventually of one movement, right? We're going to make him into this, he's going to be this big speaker, and then we're going to have him get whacked. We're going to connect him with this woman. Now we're going to see her rise in the ranks. This trained government Jesuit actress who openly admits to being trained in the Jesuit institutions, which is another thing that most Christians / conservatives do not understand, that they're trained in the Jesuit universities. They're trained in the same ideologies. They're all networking in the same secret societies. So, ladies and gentlemen, Erica Kirk, out of the mouth of itself, telling you that her mother is a member of the Department of Homeland Security. You want more evidence? Go through the videos I've already posted, right? They've removed one off of a couple platforms about Erica Kirk because of bullying, right? Which openly, when you laugh at it and you look at this stuff and you stand back with the behavior of Erica Kirk, with the coffin, with the mannequin, they don't want you to break things down like that.
He said with the coffin and the mannequin. With the mannequin. So he don't even believe he's even dead. And like I said, I wasn't sure either. I still don't know. I don't know. Because it's all fake. It's all scripted. It's so fake and phony. When you know, I'll tell you guys how to look at things. I mean, this is so obvious. I'm like, what am I looking at here? I'm looking at this shit. This is so obviously fake and phony. Like I said, I'm not sure it's him, whether he's dead or alive. I don't know. I know the whole assassination shit is fake. I know that. Whether they killed him or not, I just don't know. I'm not as sure as him thinking the guy's a mannequin, fake mannequin. I don't know yet, but I know when I'm looking at a psychological operation. I know it. You guys should know it by now to a T. Should be easy to pick up by now. But as I taught you guys should know it's easily picked up by now. Not fooled by none of it. You should know like almost instantly. Oh man, this is some bullshit here. Like, said he saw the news girl, Charlie Kirk was killed, and Charlie Kirk had an assassination, and blah, 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 blah. You're like, yeah, nah, nope. Go ahead, Joe.
Like, there's a conspiracy here. The Mossad took out Charlie Kirk. Oh, right. He's the most openly pro-Mossad operative in the government, speaking at college campuses, pro-Israel. Oh, but secretly he didn't want it. So follow Candace Owens' fake rabbit hole. Follow the
exactly.
Fake
exactly. At least you know exactly. At least you know Candace Owens is fake. Like I've been saying forever. She's fake. She's allowed now. Oh, I'm going against Israel and doing this. She is fake. Candace Owens was a major bootlicker. She wants white daddy's penis all down her throat with the ball sack and the hair. She's created. She's made. That's why her numbers are big. You get that? And this is a moron. Literally. She's a little moron. She's an idiot. Nobody's 10 times smarter than a Candace Owens. This is a moron. But I think she's a moron on purpose. I think she's a moron on purpose. Because she's an op. She's a moron on purpose. Because she's damn sure an op. Oh, she's fighting against Macron and fighting. That's to fool your stupid ass. Go ahead, Joe.
But hole. They're government assets. They're not censored. They came out of nowhere. They suck at what they do. And they tell you that they're giving you truths that's being hidden from you. The real truth that's being hidden from you, this is all show. It's a show. And if they psychologically suck you in, they've got you hook, line, and sinker. And we see it working right in front of our eyes. I thank everybody for being here. I hope you're all.
Yeah, so that's the end of that particular video. So it's a lot of things going on. Like Keith has mentioned, we can't confirm if the death is real or not, but the shooting and everything is all exaggerated, and
exactly.
You know now what is happening, at least to that point. But let me go through the comments very quickly and see what y'all are saying. Shout out to the Royal Constrictor. Jibba Jabba once again says he'll be the first to say black women have too many babies on welfare, stealing his taxes. That is Stu Peters. And Jason says all the black morons with white friends. Hi, Iwaton. Jibba Jabba says pronunciation.
Somebody thought you was airtime?
No, it's Jason says all the black people with white friends. You know.
No. Okay, I got you.
Jerome Mosquito Karibu. Jibba Jabba says when you work with whites, keep them guessing. F all that posting things online. And also says they are showing they have JD by the nuts. Okay. Intense Speed says Kirk is a victim of his own freedom of speech. Everyone knows Israel is behind this, and Trump was told he better shut up. They won't miss this time. And Candice is next between the French and Israel intelligence, that is 10 Speed. Jiba says Christians Broadcasting, that is the CBN network, is fully controlled to indoctrinate morons. 10 Speed also says Charlie got into it with the Zionists that financed him over control, and he was just the sacrifice. And
of course, they the ones back and they the ones built them. Exactly. That's why his numbers, they own everything. Why his numbers big. Exactly. They the ones put the money up. Exactly.
He also says they never showed his parents. And Emil says, if I'm paying attention, Charlie Kirk wasn't unalived after all, and could probably still be secretly alive somewhere. Also, Emil adds that
could be Emil. Could be already got that plastic surgery. Go ahead, Joey.
He also adds like the so-called victims of 911, and Jibba Jabba says for the white man, she's JO material, so they'll push her hard in the media. Meghan Kelly has gotten old. And is she the real wife? Well, like you've had it all staged. It could be all staged, allegedly. 10 Speed, like you've heard from that guy. This is all staged. It was an acting. So I don't think she's the real wife. Jib also says no bloody trail when being carried to the SUV. And I know we didn't see no blood trail as well. That is something also you need to be keen of. We didn't see no blood trail, nothing. But 10 Speed also says Kirk was a real white supremacist that turned on Israel in a meeting, but he took their money, and that's the problem. Kezia Williams, nice to see you. Been a minute. Hope you're doing great. Emil says, imagine how outraged the public will be when all the lies, deception gets exposed. I can't wait. Yeah, and that is what is happening. But speaking of TikTok, talking about numbers and freedom of expression, we have more information talking about TikTok, of course, coming out. The US is to require the US is to require TikTok users or requires TikTok users to download new app as the algorithm, of course, is going to change. So, of course, Keith, expect more TikTok midnight. What you've been hearing us talk about what we see in Kenya. Expect your algorithms to change. No more real facts, no more real information that is completely
Exactly.
gonna be taken down.
Exactly.
So let me share what they're saying, and of course, head to TikTok itself and see much more information about this.
Let me just be very clear. This deal means that TikTok will be majority owned by Americans in the United States. There will be 7 seats on the board that controls the app in the United States, and 6 of those seats will be Americans. And the data and privacy will be led by one of America's greatest tech companies, Oracle, and the algorithm will also be controlled by America as well. So all of those details have already been agreed upon. Now we just need this deal to be signed, and that will be happening, I anticipate, in the coming days. So let me just be very clear. This deal means that TikTok will be majority owned by Americans in the United States. There will be 7 seats on the board that controls the app in the United States, and 6 of those seats will be Americans. And the data and privacy will be
Yeah, and as we talk about that, we have someone else. This is
So let me just be very clear.
Black man who has built a social media app, what the users call 10x. Is it 10x? Yeah, better than TikTok because it puts creators back in control. So maybe you can get that as well, shift and see. I don't think if it's gonna be the same as TikTok. I don't know, the same information, because TikTok literally you get to see a lot. TikTok exposed a lot. TikTok has a lot of information, and that is what they've been trying to take control of. And finally, they've gotten hold of it. They have tried till they're now in control of it. So yeah, because Fox News also announced that they want to buy some shares of um, TikTok. And of course, we know the people still behind the mainstream medias, just using these other names to cover themselves up. But we know who's really behind this. Oopsie. Oh.
As always, follow along, stay updated on all the news you need to know about. We have some major news right now. Get ready for some big changes coming to TikTok, as Donald Trump is expected to sign the TikTok deal with China as soon as this week. And one big thing to note from Caroline Levitt's press conference today, Oracle will be responsible for essentially retraining the TikTok algorithm here in the United States of America. We knew before that Oracle would be responsible for retaining and controlling US user
That
data.
means you see nothing.
This existing algorithm will be leased from ByteDance to this American company that will then retrain the algorithm, whatever that means. So users in the United States can still use TikTok. Now, we will still be able to see videos from foreigners, and foreigners will still be able to see videos coming out of the United States. But the algorithm here in the United States will be controlled by Oracle and then this board of directors, 6 of whom will be Americans, including potentially.
No, those are all cats. Those are all cats with the hats. Oracle's owned by the cats. We know that. Good, Joby.
Full breakdown on my Substack coming soon, linked in bio, so subscribe for free. As always, follow along, stay updated on all the news you need to know about. We have some major news right now. Get ready for some big changes.
TikTok has been officially saved by the richest man in the world. So this man right here is Larry Ellison, and he's the owner of Oracle and now 1/3 owner of TikTok US. And as of yesterday, the US, China, and President Trump reached a deal to make a new TikTok US. And the owners of TikTok US include
TikTok has been sold and is here to stay in the US. News and media outlets are reporting today that Trump and the Chinese Premier Xi Jinping have some kind of deal where the US will now own 80% of TikTok and China will own the remaining 20%, and they will lease the algorithm technology from ByteDance. The American owners will be made up of a couple of different companies, one of them being Oracle, which is a very large technology company owned by a man called Larry Ellison, who, by the way, is the second richest man in the world and has been in the news quite a lot this week. There will also be a government official sitting on the board of TikTok. What does this mean for you as a content creator? It's still quite unclear on very many details of this deal and what it entails, but it's likely that things will stay the same until about mid-December, and then in mid-December it looks like US users may have to switch to a different version of the app. There's a lot of scaremongering, people being like, oh, it's going to be a totally different app, it's going to look totally different, you won't be able to migrate your followers, you won't be able to see content from across the world, your content won't shift over there. I don't believe any of that is true. I think it will look and feel exactly the same, but the reason they want you to switch to a new version of the app is so that you can accept a bunch of new terms and conditions when you create a new account. That's my 2 cents. Who knows? It is unlikely that the algorithm will be majorly different because they are leasing the technology from ByteDance, and to be honest, most social media algorithms work in the exact same way in terms of how they review and push out content, so anything you've learned about content creation will pretty much stay the same. But I would love to know what your thoughts are on this. I am very intrigued.
TikTok is officially sold to Oracle, Horowitz, and Silver Lake. The app that we all use, this one right here, is going to be no longer here in the USA. We will have to download a whole new TikTok that looks very similar, but is not the same. It will be 80% owned by American companies, 20% by China, and operated completely on American input.
Wow, 20% by China.
Because they became gangsters when they went and stole it, like they do.
Wow.
They can't develop it. And it's funny. Everybody you name who owns it now are all cats. Isn't that funny? How did they always own everything? Isn't that funny? Facebook, cat. Instagram, cat. TikTok, now the cats. Yes, your algorithm gonna be different. I already know it's different now. I don't see how somebody used to see. That's why when Big Cheese finally got me on it 2 years ago, I was like, this damn thing is amazing. Because I showed stuff I never seen. Stuff they never allowed to be seen. That's why they got control of it, guys. Why would they go get it? To control it. Show what you see on it. Because it became the most freedom of speech app you had. That's when I first got on 2 years ago. Then last year when they were talking about stealing it, I knew they started changing. Now it's completely gone. So I don't miss not being on it because it's completely gone. And that's what they're gonna do. So you're gonna get nothing but algorithm and lies, no real news on it, completely locked down. That's why I told you, black people, we gotta start creating our own shit. We gotta start creating our own apps, our own things.
Let me see.
Larry Ellison, is a cat. He's the one talking about giving you VACCINEs.
TikTok has finally been sold. There was a news article released that TikTok will be led by a U.S. group, including Oracle and Horowitz. A lot of people are wondering, what does that mean for us in the U.S.? After you're done watching this video, I want you to let me know in the comment section below what you feel about this change. Now the U.S. is going to take 80% ownership while the Chinese investors...
This is crazy. I own something, then you come just take all of it. This is, this is so crazy. And then, I think this is where it goes back to understanding also China is a controlled country, because if it had control of itself, it's just a no. The word is NO. Just a simple term. and you kick rocks. You go find another app you can create to control your people.
That's
This is
what you would say, Joe. You kick rocks.
yeah. So this just exactly tells you China is also a fully controlled country, despite everything.
Are going to control 20%. Now, a lot of people are wondering how will it mess up the US's algorithm? And I'm going to tell you exactly what they are going to prompt us to do. All US accounts are going to be prompted to switch to the new version of the app. Are we going to have to rebuild with that algorithm? Unfortunately, probably so. Now, President Trump did issue an executive order saying it would delay the enforcement until December 16th, but you all know how that's going. All I can say is make sure you're connected with the right people. Make sure you're following them on other social media sites. If you want more insight, make sure you are connected.
I'm gonna switch to Substack.
On all of my other platforms. You guys turn on my notification bells. I will try and update you as much as I can and give you the update on all the new.
I'll start sending my Substack link into the WhatsApp chat room. What you guys like sub to my Substack. I'm gonna be getting off of that shit because it's just completely controlled, and they just want to gather information on you. You know, and I got to worry about my passport now. Shit. I already told you. They want to now take away our passports. I said anything about you know who about the cats. I can't have my passport taken away. I gotta get out of here.
Talk to a Zionist billionaire very soon, and they're cutting
Exactly.
from the rest
The Zionist billionaire, exactly. A cat with the hat, Larry Ellison. Ain't it funny that all cats? Isn't that just always a coincidence? Isn't that always just crazy? But they say these are conspiracy theories. But ain't that all crazy? It always leads back to the same fucking people.
You know what someone told him on the comments? Someone told him on the comments, "You're too young to be so angry." And that you can just tell. This is just one of these people, again, the cats who always watch.
He told the truth. The kid ain't angry. He told you the truth, you know. Exactly. He's not angry. He's going to tell you the truth. Hey, we lost the app.
This is crazy.
It's Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle. He's currently buying up a bunch of media in the United States and creating a media monopoly. He owns Paramount, CBS.
And this is how you know it's also planned, because they first named him the second richest man globally.
In the world.
Now he gets to buy TikTok. Like, is that even adding up? Like, no.
He's trying to buy Warner Bros., who owns
All they did was
CNN.
All they do was one hat buys the business from another hat. We already know CBS and Paramount was controlled by the cats with the hats. They were named Redstones. So that family probably got old. We need some new hats up in here. So Larry Ellison. So it never really changes at all. One hat sells to another hat, supposedly. I don't think they be even selling this shit to each other. They just give it to one another. Go ahead, Joe.
He's going to be the guy who gets control of 80% of TikTok.
And
he's going to buy the Free Press, which is another media institution. This is just splendid. You know, when the ADL CEO, Jonathan Greenblatt, was in Israel and he was talking to the Knesset and saying, we need to capture TikTok. This is it. This is it. Larry Ellison is a Zionist. He supports the state of Israel. He's going to censor criticism of Israel on all of the media he controls. And he's been doing this very recently. Suddenly buying up a bunch of American media companies, media outlets, social media platforms. You need to put a stop to this. Why is one man and his family in control of all the
used to be illegal.
CNN, CBS, TikTok, free? This is insane. This is too much power. This is a monopoly in the making in front of our own eyes. Your call to action is to email this guy, Rokana. That's his email. He's on the House Oversight Committee. We want him. We're going to ask him to bring Larry Ellison and TikTok owners into the Oversight Committee for a hearing and
that ain't gonna mean nothing.
The motivations behind this. Because why
is the
the Trump regime allowed to
this is not going to be anything because your country's already captured, moron, by the same people you're talking about asking. You're going to have the Congress ask the same people that control Congress. Huh? You see how stupid you sound? You're not getting out of this by voting your way out of this. That's stupid you sound. We're going to ask Congress to ask these people to stand accountable to the people that control Congress. Hey. Go ahead.
Off America's most popular social media platform to one of his allies and a Zionist. I mean, hell, X and Meta are already controlled by Trump allies. Fox News is in 70 million homes. The Washington Post and Reuters and Politico are
Zionist.
Trump donors. Yo, we're cooked, bro. You know what countries cut off their users from the rest of the world? Authoritarian regimes like North Korea and Russia. That's what they do because they don't want their people getting all these ideas of resisting, standing up for their rights, achieving freedoms, making progress, questioning the authoritarian regime. And that's what Trump is trying to do here. That's what Israel is trying to do here as well. Guess what? They're selling TikTok to a Zionist billionaire very soon, and they're cutting Americans off from the rest of the world. That's right.
I hate TikTok for all sorts of reasons. And from some of my friends who are on the Intel committee, I'm hearing disturbing reports about some security threats that it can prevent. So,
lies. Please call here, no lies.
All sorts of reasons.
All sorts of reasons, conspiracies. He heard that from the people that run his ass, the hacks. Get your ass out there, says the problem with TikTok. Got that, boy? Yeah, I've been hearing all kinds of problems with TikTok and from other people. Have you been on TikTok? I don't even know what the fuck it is, but I've been hearing a problem about it. This is control.
From some of my friends who are on the Intel committee, I'm hearing disturbing reports about some security threats that it can prevent. So it's worth considering.
What disturbing the content he heard?
All sorts of reasons.
That TikTok is allowing people to speak freely. That's what he's heard, and that's got to be stopped. That's got to be stopped at all costs. And the point that a lot of people starting to notice, the cats with the hats got a lot of power. You know, they're starting to really notice that. Who actually runs the banks, the Hollywood, the music industry, all these places? Who actually runs all this shit? Huh? Well, I'm starting to notice some shit. Go ahead.
Some of my friends who are on the Intel committee, I'm hearing disturbing reports about some security threats that it can prevent. So it's worth considering. I hate TikTok for all sorts of reasons.
Breaking news, the TikTok app just sold. So everybody in America.
Say, what's new with you? Sorry, TikTok.
How Americans feel about a new law President Biden signed yesterday that could ban.
So we have some breaking news.
So this has been happening since Joe Biden. You see, this is in 2024 when Joe Biden was the same.
New law President Biden signed yesterday that could ban TikTok if its Chinese owner doesn't sell its stake within the
because
next
it's the
year.
same.
So
You see how Biden and Trump, it's the same thing. You understand that? They're, like the guy told, they're actors. They do what they're told to do. Trump is a failed businessman who runs around and shits on himself today. Literally. He's walking around with a diaper smelling like shit. Flies go around his face and shit because he's smelling like doo-doo. Right? How does a failed businessman become president? How does a failed businessman become a fake billionaire? When everything he's all created is always failed. Always. Trump hasn't had a successful business ever. But the media is saying he's a successful businessman. We're getting Trump. And a dude who's never made a dime. He's been bankrupt, Joe Vittori, six, seven times. Can you imagine if you're black? You ain't never gonna be allowed to bankrupt no 6 or 7 times. You're out of there. Ain't no bank gonna give you no more money after the second time. They're gonna say you are a moron, you are bad at business, so why are we giving you loans to start another business? You are a 2-time loser. But never had plans for him, this presidency shit. So that's why he got to become a 6-time loser and pretend to be a billionaire. Trump is a fake billionaire. That's why he had to do a reality show and get real money because he couldn't never make no money. Everything he built been bankrupt. That's why he seen on that reality show 20 years ago. What's it called? You're Fired, whatever this shit was called with Donald Trump and whatever it's called. The Apprentice. What billionaire you know is going to decide to do a TV show to make less money as the Apprentice? And what? Billionaire looking you in the face and laugh. Get out of my face. What are you talking about? but he was a fake billionaire. So they paid him money that he needed because he's broke. You get it? Trump has never been a real billionaire. He's never created anything but nonsense and lies and hustles. Go look at the crazy businesses he tried to make that was just scams and cons. Even the scam and cons went bankrupt because he's a moron. That's why he's there. Go ahead, Joe.
Of 2,000 people shows 42% of them support the possible ban. Only 23% are against it. Another 31% or so say they have no opinion, and they basically don't care how Americans feel about a new law President Biden signed yesterday that.
So we have some breaking news when it comes down to TikTok. It looks like 80% of it is going to be owned by Oracle and other investors here in the United States. The other 20% is going to be still owned by ByteDance. But not only that, you guys, it also indicates that the United States is going to get their own algorithm and their own TikTok altogether with this change and potential sell to the United States. That does not mean that the rest of the world is going to go dark when it comes down to TikTok. The rest of the world is going to have their own version of TikTok. The United States is going to have their own version of TikTok.
That means you're not going to see what's real anymore.
See what's going on outside of the United States.
I was to say they not only want you illiterate, they want you to stay
Exactly.
uninformed.
Exactly. That's how you control people, Joby. Keep them illiterate and uninformed.
On TikTok, if you live within the United States, and vice versa, if you are outside of the United States, you are not going to see what is going on inside of the United States. Let me know your thoughts and your comments over this way about that change.
Yeah, it's crazy. So get ready to either take the TikTok app off your phone or just download the new TikTok app, whatever you're gonna choose. That is up to you guys now, because that algorithm is gonna change and a lot is going to change. You won't see information about what is happening in places like Congo, Sudan,
Yeah.
in Hamas, which there's
Exactly.
been so many lies about it. It's crazy how Israel is just being the victim of, being the ones that have been attacked, while they're the ones killing innocent and millions of people. So, yeah, stay ready. Make a choice that is up to you, or come up with a black-owned.
Come on with the Black Eye Network. We got our own. We on our own app.
Yeah,
and it's free.
so, yeah, come up with either your own apps or stick to Black on
I'm
Fire
gonna
and
see.
let us feed you information.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna see how can I build another social networking site area on it so it'll be more conducive to showing some other things I figured out. But I'm done with TikTok, Jack, till December. I won't be done downloading no new app or none of that shit. I'll be done with it. Because the reason why I got on it, I refused to get on it for years because Big Cheese guy, I get on TikTok, is the real thing. Nah, I'm good. Ain't no, Joby and everybody knows I told you nah for years. And then 2 years ago, I finally bit the dust. I'm like, wow, this shit is incredible. then after 1 year, it started changing. Now it's really gone. So like, so nope, I'm good.
You've been
It's
on
gonna be.
TikTok. You're always on TikTok like every single time.
I
Even
know.
that is like
Because
always.
it was that good. It's that dick. That's gonna become another Instagram. I'm done. I'm out.
But yeah, we have Emil says, imagine how outraged the public will be when all these lies and deception gets exposed. I can't wait. Well,
Good luck with that. I don't know. It's gonna be. It's gonna be a
no,
while. They're gonna do everything to stop that because they own all forms of communications. Email. They're trying to shit on everything. Everything. So,
it's gonna take a while too.
and the funny
Look at
thing, I'm gonna have Joey put it because I want Joey to put this up. This ain't no deal with a stop forever. The lies they tell. So we know back in the 80s they blew up the Challenger. They said, oh, it was going to Mars and it blew up, going to space, where it was going, and blew up, right? And everybody crying about those people. I had Joey show it before. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna have Joey go. She's on TikTok. I want Joey type in Challenger. Say Challenger. That's what I'm looking for. Challenger. Challenger members. No, Challenger astronauts all found alive today. It supposedly blew up back in the 80s. Was it 86, 87? It all blew up. People crying, but they're all found today alive. These are psyops. We know this is a real one because those are those same fucking people today. Some of the people, they didn't even change their damn names. Say Challenger astronauts found alive today. Now this stuff gonna be taking up your algorithm.
Earth he could still be alive, he supposedly defended himself pretending to be Claude, the twin brother of the deceased astronaut Allison Onizuka.
A twin brother. Yeah, no twin brother.
As his assertion was not seen to be credible, some fellow citizens set out for research about a twin brother of the astronaut. The astronaut Allison Onizuka was born in Hawaii on the 24th of June. At the time of that research, there was no birth register containing a twin brother. Claude.
Exactly.
Claude
No
allegedly
twin.
claimed to be the younger brother of Allison Onizuka. If Allison was still alive today, he would look exactly like his younger brother Claude on this picture. The same eyebrows, same eyes, same crow's feet wrinkles, same nose, even the same hair parting. Claude Onizuka is a board member of the Department of Liquor Control, County of Hawaii, Hilo, Hawaii.
Resulting from another more extensive research by an eyewitness.
I also asked Ancestry.com to search for the birth records of a Claude Onizuka, the alleged brother of the astronaut Allison Onizuka. According to Wikipedia's entry on Allison Onizuka, his father was the late lamented Masamitsu Onizuka. His mother is Mitsu Onizuka. Result of the search: your search for Claude Onizuka returned 0 good matches. Here's the screenshot of the birth register.
I'm not just looking for one. I'm showing your video shows all of them.
Thank you for
all of them are living.
Speech
Exactly. Go to.
Thank you for
There you
taking
go.
away my freedom of speech today in here.
I did not take away your freedom of speech. There's a.
Yes, you.
I don't want to hear it from you
Just
people down here.
Just because this is an uncomfortable
Stop.
topic.
Officers, please remove this man from the room.
You can't have 3 doppelgangers.
As you just saw, this man here was escorted out of a Brevard County Commission's meeting, and he was so because he was presenting evidence that the astronauts of the Space Shuttle Challenger explosion back in 1986 are actually still alive.
Yeah, they're all alive.
And those who witnessed it never forget.
I know it blew up. See that? How it blew up? We all cried. See, you've been dealing with psyops forever. Fake shit forever. Okay? Lies and shit. All kind of whole. Like the guy told you, we are the producers and directors. We put on whole screenplays for the morons for you to believe shit while we do our own thing behind the background to change laws. And I forgot, I was too young, but we have a lot of trying to change. I remember everybody crying because the first space shuttle blew up. Oh my God, the astronaut! The motherfuckers wasn't even up in there. Go ahead, Joe. This is how you know your government does all psyops.
And here's the astronauts who unfortunately lost their lives that day, or so they want you to think. Now, it might shock you to find out that all of the astronauts who supposedly died that unfortunate day have all been found to still be alive and using the exact same names, or claiming to be the siblings of those individuals.
Change the name.
Judith Resnick, and also a Judith Resnick Yale law professor. Michael J. Smith, the pilot of the Challenger astronaut, and also professor at University of Wisconsin. Thank you for taking away my freedom of speech today in here.
Yeah, they go look at this. This psyops. The government is evil, people.
Witness one of the most horrific tragedies in history.
A tragic history.
7 crew members are heading out to board a doomed shuttle.
See, they're all in on it, guys. They're all in on this shit. They're all in on it.
As a school teacher. This is the first time a teacher would travel to space. The world watched with excitement and anticipation.
no! The astronauts! Oh, no, no, no! You're not evil, you gotta be to pull off some shit like this?
7 lives were lost on that fateful day. Or were they? It turns out they were not on board the shuttle. And no, these photos are not AI-generated age progressions. These are real people. Anyone can look them up on Google. While it is true that everyone has a doppelganger, having a doppelganger with the same name is incredibly rare. So rare, in fact, that the handful of cases known to exist have made national news. You're probably wondering, if they are alive, then what is the reason for the deception? I'll answer that question in a moment, but first, let's take a look at the evidence. 3 of the 5 Challenger astronauts, Richard Scobie, Judy Resnick, and Michael J. Smith, all 3 of them were found to be alive, still using their original names. Is it possible that these 3 astronauts could have living doppelgangers with the same names? Not likely, and here's why. Although Michael J. Smith is a common name, the names of the other 2 astronauts, Richard Scobie and Judy Resnick, are exceptionally uncommon. For example, there are only 6 women currently living in the US named Judy or Judith Resnick, and there are only 16 men currently living in the US under any variation of the name Richard Scobie. What are the chances that all 3 of these astronauts would have living doppelgangers with the same names?
They've been doing PSYOPs with false flags forever.
The other 2 astronauts, Ronald McNair and Ellison Onizuka, both were found to have living twin brothers named Carl McNair and Claude Onizuka. However, no birth records could be found for either
There are no
one.
twins. Lies.
Some have speculated that Krista McAuliffe is now a Syracuse law professor named Sharon McAuliffe, and although they do look similar in appearance, their facial features do not match up. So as of now, the whereabouts of Krista McAuliffe and Gregory Jarvis remain officially unknown. An investigator tracked down and confronted Professor Judith Resnick.
Hey, Judy. How you doing? I'm from the press. I just had a quick question.
I want to know, what you on the
I'm on a
Challenger?
radio station in San Bernardino.
Huh?
No, I'm letting you guys say, what you on the Challenger? How are you still alive 40 years later?
Conspiracy about
I'm sorry.
the space shuttle. No, I want to be polite.
Professor Michael J. Smith was also tracked down and confronted.
Are you Michael Smith?
Yeah.
Professor at university?
Retired.
Retired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stopped by because there's this room. Are you aware of that? There's a rumor on the internet.
It's not me.
That people are saying.
Yeah, it's not me, obviously. I mean, anybody that looks at my background, looks where I was born, it's not me.
It's you.
It's interesting that the
They're all part of it.
J. Smith, that was the astronaut, looks something like me when we were younger, but really not. If you really look at things,
Really not.
You never been a pilot, never been in the
Never been
military.
nothing like that.
Okay.
If you did facial recognition, it would match his ass. It would match his ass.
I get probably.
It would match his ass. It would match him 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got one guy that's been
It's not
really
me.
hounding me, and I turned it over to the FBI.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, it's bullshit.
Okay.
You know, another crazy theory.
Okay.
But that's, you know, not
They're all
me.
conspiracy
It
theories.
wasn't him, but he's quite a guy.
Yeah.
You know, but if you look at my career, you look at my CV that's online, all the stuff I've published, all that I've done, it's not even close to what that guy was.
Got a fake background.
Okay.
Dummy.
You just showed
We think,
up around
but
and
it's
sent
as if the CIA doesn't make fake background. If you look at my background, which is fake, it's all fake. like that Russian said. You guys remember looking at Equalizer? He was looking at Denzel. He said, "Here goes record." Is what he says. He says, "It's all fake. It's all fake. The background is fake." And obviously, with the CIA, some military advantage, it was all fake. Exactly. His background would be all fake. Created, by the CIA or the by the government. It's fake. You look at my background. Look at my back. Your background's all fucking fake. That is you. Word, Joe. I tell you not to believe your lying eyes. Who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? Joseph? Go ahead. Word, Joe.
Like what? 40 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
For a very long arm, which is as long as the cargo bay. It's 50 feet long.
Long history, you can see along with the other amazing, the list of what is often invoked.
I am hoping that
I'm hoping that I'll.
Why didn't the crew board the shuttle? And the answer is complicated. The 1986 mission was the Challenger shuttle's 25th launch. Challenger was built in 1979 and was designed to be a test vehicle for the space program. It was not intended for long-term use, and plans to build the final vessel were repeatedly pushed back due to budget cuts, causing NASA much frustration. At the time, NASA held a lead position in the ongoing competition between countries to be the forefront in space exploration. The continuous denial of funding was perceived by NASA to be an ominous sign. They knew they had to do something, possibly out of fear of becoming obsolete, as public interest in NASA was steadily waning. So they came up with a plan that would garner enough sympathy from the public to get the funding that they needed without any loss of life. I don't believe that the 7 crew members were aware of NASA's plan until the day before launch. They were told that they would not be boarding the shuttle. It seems more plausible that the crew were unwittingly forced to comply with a cover-up, rather than doing so by choice. NASA assured that their families would be protected, and of course rewarded with a hefty financial compensation. After some minor cosmetic alterations to their appearances, the FBI's Witness Protection Program was able to create trails of phony credentials to secure them prominent careers. Why wouldn't they change their names? And how could they live out their lives undetected? For 6 of the crew members, this was easy to do because they were not household names. As I stated before, public interest in the space program was very low. I was alive back then, and the only one I knew of was teacher Krista McAuliffe. I had no idea who the other astronauts were. There was no internet back then. So
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't either. Exactly. Well, no internet. Exactly. I didn't know the hell they were either. I knew there was some astronauts when the space got blown up. I was a kid. What did I care about? See, right. We had no internet. We didn't have. We wasn't as like you said. We weren't as connected as we are today. We didn't really know that it was psyops. People blowing up motherfuckers and shit like that was really happening. Go ahead, Joe.
For Krista McAuliffe, on the other hand, this transition would have been a lot more difficult because she was the only one who held celebrity status. She would have had no other choice but to go into permanent lay-low hiding, which carries the risk of depression and paranoia. As highlighted in the National Geographic documentary, after the explosion, NASA was awarded billions of dollars in new funding, which resurrected the space program as was intended, and public interest in NASA subsequently skyrocketed.
They need the fund to get billions of dollars of funding.
Budget cuts and a loss of public.
And pull at people's heartstrings because they were getting budget cuts. Now we need an event that'll get the public noticing us and to pull up their heartstrings. Oh, they're trying to go into space. We must give more of our tax dollars to these bastards to get shit right. Yes. So it's always a scam.
Interest. The shuttle has never made good on its promise to provide a routine bus service to space. The 25th shuttle launch will be far more than just another trip into orbit. It's designed to resurrect the entire program.
And like Krista said, Mom, she said that shuttle, they can shut that down the very last second if anything's wrong.
In the months following the disaster, Morton Thiokol paid the astronauts' families around $4.6 million, but were awarded a $1.8 billion contract to develop a new range of rocket boosters.
If someone offered you $4.6 million to pretend that your loved one was deceased, even though they would still discreetly be a part of your life, would you do it? Of course you would. NASA achieved their selfish goal with callous disregard for the trauma they inflicted upon an entire generation of the nation's children. It is my firm belief that NASA's intentions were not nefarious per se, but rather indifferent to that effect.
It is unreasonable to expect NASA or the crew members to admit culpability in such an elaborate deception, because can you imagine the backlash? Now you understand the importance of keeping this truth buried forever, and why the layers of lies are
It can never come out. Exactly. It can never publicly ever come out because it's a true devastating to the country as a criminal organization. That's what you're living under. Your government is a criminal organization. Okay? It's been that way since we were little kids with this bullshit. These are those people. They're not their cousins. They're twin brothers and all that kind of stupid shit they say. That's them. Because this was a psyop to get more funding. Because no one's been giving a fuck about the space program. Because you have hungry people, homeless people. People need money. We're supposed to give money for a motherfucker to go in space. Fuck them. They need money to help people here. That's it.
Yes,
wrap it up. Yeah.
I see. John was asking. He's asking what happened to that Chinese app that was blown up. I don't know about that.
Yeah, but it's called Red Note. I'm still on. That's where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna be on Red Note. That's where I'm going. I'm gonna be on Red Note. It's called Red Note. It's called Red Note. Mosquito.
Mm-hmm. And 10 Speed says America shareholders are small hats. Jason says when everything collapse, no social media will not mean anything. And
nope. I already told you. I already told people. You better look. Jimmy wants me to. So I'm gonna tell you that now. You better go out. Everybody better go out and get. I'm gonna be out of this motherfucker. Everybody better go get your goddamn Mad Max helmet. Okay, go get your Mad Max helmet. Get ready to get up in the streets. You're gonna need it. Go get your Mad Max helmet. Get ready, because when it collapsed, don't make a difference. Had nothing to do with black people. They coming to see us, guys. We had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. And what do? They focus everything on black people. You black bastard, you black. What we got to do with it? Nothing. Because at the end of the day, their hatred is for us about anything. There's like, remember, understand polarity. We are their polar opposites. Their hatred is us. No matter what it's going to be. Like Joby said, they're going to be nice and kind. They know you're nice and kind. That's why they hate you, because you're nice and kind. They know you're nice and kind, so what? They're going to get a gun, you better have your goddamn Mad Max helmet on.
And I am to make you one. I'm making myself a hat too. So
I said a helmet. You ain't making yourself no hat.
Okay.
He's right. A hat ain't gonna stop no bullets, Joby.
We'll find an iron to put on top of the hat to make it. But that is the same thing 10 Speed also is agreeing on, saying white people are so hurt from the trickery that they focus on black people while the Jews are on them and everything they do.
Exactly. The cats know that.
Says Biden signing off mandates at these old videos. Yeah, that is an old video it shared. The same, they were pushing the same.
Same thing, exactly. Exactly what I told you. That's why no matter who's in office, their main objectives don't change. That's what glad Joe did shirt over it. Understand? Nothing changed. Because you can have the old boss the same as the new boss because they control everything. Trump is nothing but a puppet with a stinky doo-doo diaper on. That's what he is.
So Bajaba says I should send Raccoon Isaac Hayes $200 to start his own social media.
He did. He still got. He still got it. It don't work. It's too glitchy. What's it called? Fan base. We still got a calendar. That shit too glitchy as hell. I tried to go live. The live take 100 years. And I tried to get on. It's too damn glitchy. But I might have to try it again. Get on fan base. It's too damn glitchy. I ain't tried to get on since last year. I think it kicked me out because I didn't be on so long. You ever downloaded Joby? Fan base?
No.
Joby,
I don't even
we told Joby last year. Joby don't know what it is right now. Fan base, Joby. Go to Google Play Store over there and say FANBASE and download. Tell us what you think about it.
You see, I didn't pay attention to it. That's why I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
You the one said you said last year you're gonna download it. You're like, fuck all that.
Yeah, that's I don't go with the hype. That's just me. I don't like
It wasn't the hype. It was supposed to be a black app that we can see whatever's any good. It wasn't hype because nobody's on it. That's why it ain't hype, Joe. Ain't nobody on it.
Who has it here? Jibba Jabba, do you have it?
Jibba Jabba just said it was Isaac Hayes' son.
You'll find it doesn't have it on his phone. He's just saying it. You'll find there's a difference about talking and doing. Actions are different. And Jibba
Jabba, do you got it on your phone? Have you tried it? I tried it, man. It's glitchy as hell back then. About a year, I said, "Oh man, this ain't gonna work. This shit glitchy as hell."
I think some of this lynching are fake. No parents or anyone is really saying nothing based on the real things. Well, on the other one, we spoke about they lied to the parents that the guy had died in his dorm only to be found hanging on a tree.
Oh, the lynching, and they might be fake too. They might be causing remember they want this race war to jump off.
Mm-hmm.
But
Emil says even the U.S. military is controlled. I recently found out the hard way that it's civilians in the government who run and control the military. Of course, come on. The civilians are our. Of course, come on. How don't you know that, Emil?
Exactly, Emil. I'm gonna show you like Jovi email. How do you don't know that, email? How you don't know that?
You see, Jibba Jabba, hell no, I'm barely on WhatsApp. Oh, you see? Oh, okay. I shared the video on WhatsApp that you asked me, Jibba Jabba. It's on the group. But anyway, we'll wrap it up there, family. Have yourself
love, family.
Beautiful day. That has been our time here.
Sorry for this weekend. I'll be back next weekend. You guys go calm down. Sorry about this weekend.
See you guys, same time, same place tomorrow, and have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much for tuning in.
This thing, Joby be off. Joby got 3 more days: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. She'll be free.
Hit that cash up. I need some money for X-ray.
Cash app. You bastard didn't even give Shemai no money at your cash app. Damn.
Y'all do better, You send some cash.
We put it live for you guys on the show. So you guys send Shemai some money. I got nothing but 0. Damn.
Well, you gotta do this serious way, I guess. I don't know, but anyway,
you guys always send money to Joby at least on her birthday, so you guys are good.
Hit that cash up, and I need $20 for my X-ray on Thursday. So kindly hit that.
You need $20 for X-ray, guys. We're gonna step up.
Yeah, please. I need to confirm if I can go back to the studio. I miss being outside, man. So please help.
She must get the nails. She must get the nails done, her hair done. Look all nice.
Help a girl out. Our cash up is the $ Mr. Blackout Fire.
$$ Mr. Blackout Fire. They know what the hell it is.
I'll get it. I don't have cash up.
It's scrolling right across there.
Yeah, but much love, family. Have a good day.
Much love, fam.
And we out.
Yeah, peace.